Hey everybody, it's Charlie and Alissa from Daily Motor, and we are out here at America's highest automotive road, Mount Evans. We tried to get all the way up, but unfortunately the road is closed, but we thought, what a great place to take such an amazing car like this, the 2020 McLaren 570S. We were so fortunate that McLaren let us take this car out here for the weekend. We're out in the Denver area doing some lemons racing and visiting some friends, and McLaren happened to have this available, and we said, hey, what would you say about us spending a little time behind the wheel? And they said, sure. So we're out here, and Alissa and I have been driving some wonderful, beautiful roads. I mean, just take a look out at all this beautiful scenery. Yeah. We'll see how many times I say beautiful throughout this review. So we're gonna head out and take a little drive and sort of talk about our time behind the wheel of this car and all of the merits that it has. As you may or may not know, this is a mid-engined supercar with a 3.8 liter, 562 horsepower, twin turbocharged V8. Unfortunately, I won't really get to show you any of that because it's tucked here behind a whole bunch of plastics that are a little bit of a process to get up and out. So we're gonna keep it tucked away in there, but there's a little access panel you can get to easily. And this being the hardtop convertible version, the Spider, it actually adds a little bit of storage space compared to the standard coupe. So on top of the frunk that you get, that we can open up here in a moment, you also get a tonneau area for the top to go down into. And when the top is up, closed, then you can put luggage in there. So let's pop open the frunk. Alissa and I had to pack strategically for this trip.
Yeah, we did.
And that's not all we brought, but we got my filming bag in there. It's actually quite a deep frunk. It's some nice little nets to keep things from swishing and sloshing around. Yeah, yep. Let's get that closed. Let's hop on in the interior. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is our first Daily Motor test vehicle with butterfly doors. Very classy, very smooth opening. Very nice presentation there. Let's get a look at it here with the car that's doors out. Look at that. I mean, whether you think butterfly doors are chintzy or not, it's kind of a cool, almost looks like it's waving at you, like, hi.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
I mean,
how can you not think of it?
Exactly. Cool. You pull up and you open those doors and people can't help but look. Yeah. Yep. All right. The way to properly get in butterfly doors, the car that's low, is just sort of sit your butt down and then bring your legs in. Grab onto the door, the hydraulics help push it down, and you're greeted with this very carbon fiber filled cabin. Carbon fiber here, there, wheel, and everywhere. Do have a little bit of storage in here. You guys probably can't see super well with this beaming sun coming down, but we've got some center console storage, USB ports. We've got these neat, actually quite deep panels in here. I've got wallet, sunglasses, a bunch of other stuff. And you have one as well, so you can put some things. That's nice. And there's some space way down in here, including a cup holder, which I didn't even know was there. But Alissa
actually
was
really nicely snug too. So
yeah.
Especially when you're taking this car super fast down windy roads like we're gonna do, you don't want things flying around like that.
Yeah, and everything's nice and grippy underneath.
You do have a little cup holder-y thing here.
Yeah.
But no grip.
Correct.
Which is fine.
Yep. No glove box though. So you do have to kind of limit yourself that way.
There is a net on the other side of my bag here.
Oh,
so
nifty.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of a net back here, a little bit of storage behind the seats. And we'll show you a little tonneau area once we stop and put the top up. So let's fire up this twin turbo V8 and get on the road. And away we go.
Okay.
Now I was mentioning to Alissa just a little bit ago, it's actually not the loudest car in the world. Compared to that V8 Lexus LC500 convertible we recently had, it's actually quite tame. But it sure sounds good, that's for sure. And it makes plenty of very smooth power. So we're just gonna get on the road and drive for a little bit, a few minutes, let you guys hear the car, experience it. And then we'll talk a little bit more after that.
The same Maserati that was here before.
Yep. I will say before we really get started, got 3 different drive modes: normal, sport, and track in the 570. And in normal mode, with normal transmission and everything, I mean, it's quite easy to drive them all the way down, up in 7th gear, only doing 40 miles per hour. And it just kind of putzes along. The ride, really, it's better than some other cars, a good amount of other cars we've been in. Not too bad. And then you have to press this active button to change drive modes, and then you can go sport for the ride, and then we'll do sport for the engine right now as well. We passed this Ghibli earlier, so he probably knows what's good for him. When you're in track mode, these shifts are really quite brutal. They can be in sport as well, but when you're in track, it has no holds. It turns that dual clutch into hardcore mode. We're actually going to slow down below 25 miles per hour now so that we can put the top up. You got to keep your hand on the thing, but it does come up quite quickly. By thing, I mean button. By button, I mean switch. Okay, roof closed. I can take the earmuffs off, and we shall continue. Now that we're catching up to a little bit of traffic, turn it back into sport mode. Let's get a little air going on us. It's really been quite a pleasure to get to spend some time with this car, especially on these type of roads.
It has been a lot of fun.
It really has.
Yeah. It's giving me Tail of the Dragon vibes.
Yeah, you did your last big twisty mountain roads in a 200 horsepower Honda Civic.
I know, yeah.
And now you're in a 560 horse McLaren $250,000 supercar.
Yeah, having experienced that before, I feel much calmer this time, obviously.
That's good.
And this kind of driving is what this car is made for.
It is. Well, and the other thing that this car is really made for is track driving. And you do get a sense of that driving around on these roads.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, these roads are still, they're easy for a car like this.
Right.
There's not even a slight hint of tire squeal from these.
No, I keep waiting for it too.
These are P0 Corsas. Very, very sticky, very expensive high performance tire. So no problem zooming us around on those.
Mm-hmm.
Go full track suspension and track engine, manual shift mode. The steering is still quite light. It's get it loaded up and it doesn't really get a heft like you might think. The limits are just so high for a car like this. It's certainly a thrill machine.
Yeah.
Very, very good at that. Not necessarily as satisfying as some other vehicles in terms of driver achievement and what you can really experience pushing the car closer to its limit and really dancing with the car, if you will, on roads like this. But it's very, very approachable, other than its ride height. It's the only thing you kind of have to worry about. It's very satisfying to shift, even if there are some rough shifts. You kind of know it's because it's an exotic supercar. I love the feel of the steering wheel. Shifters are in the exact right position. Big old carbon ceramic brakes. I mean, that was like half braking power. We just yanked the car right down. I've been easy on Alyssa throughout today. I haven't really been braking hard at all.
I appreciate that. You'd definitely hear from me if you were. There is a shutter there.
Yep.
Just hard shifting.
Yep. What's really, really cool and fun about this car is it's a small, high-revving V8 and turbocharged, and especially up here at higher elevation. I mean, I think we're about 10,000 feet. There's a huge delay in when you get your power, not only for the boost to come on, but for the revs to build as well. The way power comes on, boost builds, but then you just get so much more and more power throughout the rev range. So, come down to about 20 miles per hour here, second gear, or maybe 25, you don't want to lug it. And I'm going to floor it, and you'll just see how there's really no acceleration until the revs boost, and then it yanks us. I mean, you can feel it in your neck.
Yeah.
You feel yourself straining harder and harder. You're like, oh man.
But it's a slow build.
It is.
It really is. And you've had your foot down to the floor that whole time.
Yep. And you get that mixed with the sensation of the engine behind you and the sounds and the vibrations and the hard seats and the hard suspension.
Yeah.
This is character in a car. This is spirit.
The shifting too. It's so fast.
It really is.
It shakes the car just enough, just a little bit. Yeah.
People talk about how fast electric cars are and how cool the instant torque is, but you'll never get something like that with an electric vehicle unless it were programmed in which case it's still just kind of silly. But I can feel that the car is doing everything it can to provide us as much power as possible. And I know that the engineers built and designed this engine to act this way and to have that crescendo of power and thrill.
It's a really great way to describe that.
As Alyssa and I drive through some of these corners on some of these mountain roads, we'll come out and we'll see, I can either see on the GPS or just in front of us a big opening, and I know that I can drop a gear or two and accelerate and have an experience every time that happens, rather than some other cars that are a lot less soulful, that I'm just like, all right, I'm going to put my foot down and go fast. Like that BMW M8. That was a car that's just like, okay, I know that I can do 100 in this stretch, and okay, we're going, and we're at 100. This, I feel like, okay, guess what? I get to put my foot down again. Like every time, it's an experience. Boy, we are not going to have the best footage coming back up this hill.
No. So sunny.
Now, we're no supercar aficionados here at Daily Motor, so it would be tough to tell you what the 570S does well and not so well against a lot of its competition. But we can tell you certain things that we've enjoyed and certain things we haven't. And this Iris infotainment system, it has its quirks. Like, for example, if you want to listen to music, you got to go home, go to media, bring up your radio or your Bluetooth or anything. So, okay, you've got your radio playing. I don't want to play anything right now because who knows what sort of FM we'd get, and I don't want to get copy striked. But then say you're in your GPS and you're paying attention to the map. Oh, I don't care for the song, I want to change it. Okay, well, that requires you to go back home, back to radio.
Media,
and then there you go. Well, that's the thing, it's even worse if you want to do Bluetooth, because you got to go media, Bluetooth, and then you get to change your songs. And it's back there. It's very easy to go to either the aircon or the navigation, but to go back to Bluetooth, it's 1, 2, 3 steps just to change your song. So it would have been nice if they could have maybe just integrated some nice track control buttons there. And it's possible there's something I don't know that there's a way to do it, but I don't think so.
And there are no buttons on the steering wheel, of course.
No, there aren't. Unless no, that's cruise control, windshield wipers. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Nope. See, the gauge does reconfigure itself in different modes. In track, I get this nice sweeping tachometer on the top. If I take handling out of track, there we go. Then I get more of a conventional tachometer there. And if I go normal, then it's just slightly different. The numbers are a little bit smaller. What else? We did notice quite a bit of wind buffeting with the top down. For a $200,000+ car, you'd think that maybe that would be a little bit, just a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's been a real joy to drive this car around. I mean, it's certainly an experience we'll always remember. Any other thoughts from you, Liz?
Other than seat comfort, really.
It's a little too firm for your booty?
My butt is getting a little sore, but I don't feel... That's interesting. Some rocks in there. Oh, you're pulling up. I don't feel like I really, depending on how hard you're driving and how fast you're going, I don't really feel like I need to hold on to anything to grip myself, because the seat is just hugging me very nicely.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So that's pretty good, but it is a firm seat.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I guess you want something that's going to be a little bit more firm though, to keep you in there.
That's true. And a car like this is not really meant to be daily driven. I mean, this is meant to be a toy, if you will, a toy for the very wealthy, and in that you probably wouldn't be spending as much time in the seats as we are. It's not exactly a Grand Tour. They do make a GT model that's more for Grand Touring, but this is the S for sport. There's some seat pocket things here, like little map pockets, so you could store. Oh, you don't have one, but I do. To put into park, you don't. You just simply put it into neutral and then pull the parking brake. And then you just shut her down. Oh, we haven't done launch control yet.
Oh, no. We do have 2 seating modes, though.
Yes, memory seats for both the driver and passenger, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yep, and seat controls are down here. Very confusing to figure out.
Lots of buttons and very difficult to see because they're tucked away in the bottom here.
Yeah, but once you get the hang of them, not too bad.
Right.
Yep. All right, so to get out, you have to sort of pull up with 2 fingers on this door release, and then you kind of just push gently and let it carry itself up. Pretty slick deal there. Ugh. And then, let's see if I can get the tonneau open, because it's a bit finicky, but there are some buttons here on the side. Here we go. Tonneau operation in progress. that opens nice and quick, and then you see you got all this extra storage room here.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully Alyssa and I are able to fit a few of our bags in there.
Uh-oh.
Well, between the frunk and this, I think we should be quite all right.
I might
My
be
briefcase
sitting
can go.
with my luggage in my lap.
Well, if so, it's only a 45-minute drive to the airport.
Cool.
Neat. And then that closes. And away she is. All right, well, what an unforgettable experience getting to spend time here in the McLaren 570S. What a beautiful, beautiful ride. Thank you so much to McLaren for letting us spend time behind the wheel here, and thanks to Alyssa for coming along for some fun rides.
You're welcome.
And thanks to Colorado for this beautiful scenery and beautiful weather today.
Yeah.
In mid-August. Oh no, mid-September already.
Yeah.
Mid-September. Yep. And thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more content, we will have all of our usual videos on our slightly less exciting cars coming on up. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.